Greetings. I am Tabin of a Mind Transformed, and this is Manna for your journey. Oftentimes we get excited about the passage of time. We celebrate it. Ball drops, Times Square, New York, NYE. Everybody looks forward to the passage of time as if that's what's supposed to bring victory. That's what brings deliverance. That's going to get us to where we finally want to be. That's the one thing we were waiting for, as minutes ticked off the clock, as we were able to flip the calendar, flip the days on the calendar, flip the month, that things are supposed to change. My question for you today is this. Is time the only thing that's changed in your life? Or have you allowed God to change you? The passage of time does not deliver, does not make a way, does not open doors. People often say the timing is right. But the timing could be right, but if we haven't allowed ourselves to be changed and prepared for the timing, we'll still miss the opportunity or turn it down when it comes. Numbers 14 tells the story of the children of Israel, that God has done exactly what he said he was going to do. He took them out of bondage in Egypt and brought them right to the door of the promised land. Throughout their journey, the children of Israel, God was trying to build their confidence in him. He was showing them that he would protect. He was showing them that he would provide. He was showing them that no matter what, he was going to make a way. Anything they needed, he gave them. They lacked nothing. But while God was trying to cultivate their confidence in him, they were too busy being focused on their past season, so they were cultivating their complaining. God was in the midst of trying to give them a breakthrough. They were too busy trying to hold on to brokenness. It didn't matter that he had delivered them out of where they were. They didn't move into a new season. All they did was change locations. If you haven't allowed yourself to be changed from the inside out, it's not moving into a new season. It's just changing locations. When you bring your past with you, when you're so focused on what happened behind you instead of what God is doing for you, instead of being able to see the blessings that God has, see how he's moving things in your life and how he's doing things today, we're so focused on what happened. Every time the children of Israel faced a little bit of opposition, they complained. They had been in bondage for almost 80 plus years before Moses came back, and God used Moses to deliver them from Pharaoh. So they allowed their past to influence their present. They allowed brokenness to become part of their character. They allowed defeat to become part of who they were. So every time there was a problem in the wilderness, instead of facing destiny and saying God can, they said, we're defeated, we should go back. So it came to a head in Numbers chapter 14. They are standing on the door to the promised land. They get a bad report. The spies come back, tell them that there are giants in the land, and we look like ants in their sight. You can already tell that they are a broken people when they think that other people see them the same way they see themselves. You can see yourself as defeated, beaten, or downtrodden, but God sees you as victorious, overcoming, and on your way to greater. God sees us when we don't see things in us we don't see ourselves. And the children of Israel cannot see themselves the way God saw them. So instead of them trusting in him, having confidence in him, they decided to go with their feelings instead of faith. They decided that they were defeated, they can't have destiny. They decided to hold on to brokenness instead of trying for breakthrough. So God pronounced judgment on the children of Israel. So they had to remain 40 years in the wilderness, 40 years in the wilderness, because that's what it was going to take for faithlessness to die and give birth to faithfulness. Changing locations is never what we want. The passage of time on the calendar is not what's important. God is going to take you where he wants you to go. He'll take you to the destiny. He'll bring you to the door. But if you aren't prepared to embrace that change, if you aren't prepared to embrace that moment, all you did was just move locations, but you're staying in the same season. 2020 can be great, but allow God to make it great by changing you first. Well, thank you for allowing me to share a few minutes of your day. I am Tabin of a Mind Transformed, and this has been Manna for your journey. Be blessed.